Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. I have a fun video today. This past week I was covering the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival. It was a great time with a wide range of excellent films and documentaries with some great events as well. One of those being the finale of the HBO APA Visionaries competition. I attended that event, so let's talk about what the night delivered. I was very humbled and excited to get this invite, being a fan of short films. We made our journey up to LA from San Diego with coffee in our hands and smiles on our faces, excited for a day and night of entertainment. We worked our way through relentless Friday afternoon traffic on the way to the Directors Guild of America on Sunset Boulevard to see what this event was going to deliver. The HBO Asian Pacific American Visionaries competition is a yearly opportunity for up-and-coming directors of Asian and/or Pacific Islander descent to showcase their work. Of the entries submitted, 3 short films are selected as finalists to have their work premiered at the festival during this event. These winning directors are also given the opportunity to license their film to premiere exclusively on HBO platforms, as well as receiving some cash prizes. And really the focus of this competition is to just provide a platform to display all the artistic viewpoints and expressions of Asian Pacific Americans in the world of filmmaking. The theme for this year's competition was home, and filmmakers were to encapsulate what home meant to them in their films in whatever form that may be, and I was really interested in how that was going to translate into their films. The night really consisted of the traditional red carpet arrivals. We then went into the beautiful theater inside the DGA to see these 3 short films that were selected as finalists. After the conclusion of the films, this year's APA Visionaries ambassador Leonardo Nam from HBO's Westworld moderated a Q&A with the winning directors before turning it over to the audience for questions, and to me this was the highlight of the night. It was extremely insightful to kind of just get a peek inside these directors' minds and some of the methodology that they took into making their films. From there, the night took us into the after party with great music and complimentary drinks inside the beautiful ground floor of the DGA. It was a great time with down-to-earth filmmakers and people in the industry. The decor was awesome with some fun lighting and seating areas, making it a very comfortable environment to just kind of mingle around and have fun. Now let's talk about the 3 films that were selected as finalists and talk a little bit more about them, since they were the spotlight of the evening and the reason everybody got dressed and came out. So first up, let's talk about Remittance, directed by Marit Go, which came in 3rd place. This film centers on a Filipino mother working on a cruise ship. The days are so similar, they all kind of blend into one, but she works relentlessly to simply earn money to send back to her family. She has trouble getting in contact with her son, who was recently hospitalized, which only builds frustration with her. I thought this was a very well-crafted film that in only a handful of minutes is really able to build so much substance around the main character's psyche as well as the life she lives. During the Q&A, Go spoke on the filmmaking process as being very bare bones. She said she was on an Alaskan cruise for a family birthday and she had permission to shoot. They had 1 camera, a drone, and a lighting panel to work with, and this was just extremely fascinating to me because the finished product was a seamless flow from one scene to the next with a very polished feel. The selection of certain angles and the framing of some of the shots really do give off an intimate feel that really do pull you as the viewer into the character's state of mind. You can really connect with and understand the endless monotony of her life, and despite that, the ambition that she maintains to continue on for her son really resonates with you, and I think this film really solidified all of that in a short amount of time. This film delivers its message with subtlety. It just captures a person's life through the day-to-day activities to portray how people often move to other countries or regions, surrounding themselves with people they don't know so they can work and make money to send back home to support their families. And overall, I think this film did an excellent job of delivering its message with some heartfelt emotion. Next up, let's talk about Gigi, directed by Fiona Roan, which took home 2nd place. Gigi, translated from Mandarin, means sister, and this story follows 2 young sisters who have recently immigrated to the US. Young Fen, who is embarrassed by her un-American appearance, really makes a drastic decision that kind of ignites a fight with her little sister while they're at church. I thought this film was able to weave such a strong underlying emotion to its story while both capturing the difficulties of children trying to fit in with new surroundings as well as the stress of older family members trying to keep everything together. I was able to put myself in both the position of the younger sisters as well as the adult characters to see everybody's viewpoint. I was able to connect with the troubles of fitting into a new place as a kid and all the pressures that can cause and some of the rash decision making you can do as a result of those situations, but I was still able to connect with the adult characters as well and all the stress of moving to a new country, compounded by 2 sisters fighting with one another despite having their own reasons. And I really thought this film did a great job of portraying the impact impact of such a large life transition with a lot of just imagery alone. The dialogue is very well written, but it isn't a reliance, and I think the combination of spoken and visual storytelling are what really make this the emotionally engaging story it was. When the final scene closed out, you have already learned a lot about these characters, but want a lot more, which is something that any short film should be proud of. And finally, let's talk about the film that took home first place, called Joon, directed by Huay-Bing. This story follows a Chinese immigrant that attends a college party in 1955 Texas. When she has to use the restroom, she doesn't know which one to use, as one is labeled for whites and the other is labeled for colors, and she is neither. I thought this movie was such an elegant blend of unassuming charm and racially driven intrigue. The lead performance was fantastic, and with a character that's so easy to connect with, you really feel the full impact when all the situations change for her. I think in a very short time, this story does an effective job of capturing the marginalization of people during the era, as well as really portraying the effects the Jim Crow laws had on those they were designed to target. For me, this film also took a turn that I had not seen portrayed on film before, and it was both enlightening and at the same time heartbreaking. Something as simple as having to use the bathroom during the times of segregation was far from simple. We have seen this done through the lens before, but not from the perspective of a Chinese immigrant that's new to the country and unknowing of what segregation even was, let alone what her place was in it. I think it was extremely compelling, and I think Law showed a strong artistic capability in crafting a story that captured all of it so eloquently. Something I think all three of these films were able to accomplish. Watching these short films on their own, you would assume that they were made from veteran filmmakers. The performances are all effective, they are very well directed, the filming was crisp, as was the editing. All of the locations really add a rich depth to their own stories, and I think everyone who worked on these projects should be very proud of themselves. Overall, this was such a great time watching these three films and getting insight from the filmmakers on their intentions and mindsets for their films. It added so much more substance to each of the projects, and it also showed how people's mindsets and artistic visions may all vary when going into a project. The path they all take is rarely the same, but the motivation really is, and that's really expression through film. So go check these films out on HBO. I recommend looking more into the APA Visionaries program and the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival. I'm going to leave the links to both down in the description box. I recommend marking it down on your calendar next year. This was my first year covering it. I can't wait to do it again next time. If you live in the Southern California area, you got to come out next year to check out some awesome films and catch an event or two. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, drop it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave a comment. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to catch all the new videos. All my social media links are down in the description below. You can visit our official website at silverscreenanalysis.com for all kinds of movie-related content. And I'm also proud to announce that our merchandise store is now open on TeePublic. Your best dressed days no longer have to be just weddings and first dates, so swing by there, get some merchandise, and look good all the time. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. I'm Anthony. This is the Silver Screen Analysis, and I'll see you at the movies.